The factory crimp die is a very specialized die, and what it does is it allows the user to apply as much or as little crimp as they want to a seated bullet. It's easy to take apart and maintain, and it works basically on the same principle as the neck collet sizing die. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to show you basically how it works. And there's some misconceptions about this die. I've had some people tell me that you cannot over crimp, and actually yes you can. You can actually deform the projectile itself. Not so much on a cantilevered bullet, but on a non-cantilevered bullet you can. And I'm going to show you what an over crimped bullet looks like. But first let me show you how this thing works. The way this pretty much works is when the bullet is in the shell holder, what this will do, it will go in, then the shell holder will exert the pressure and squeeze the 4 petals down, which we showed you in another video. In order to clean this die, it's pretty simple. You just take an instrument like this and push it out. And there it is. So what it's basically doing is these 4 petals here are going to close around the very top portion of the neck of the bullet. It only exerts a pressure on the last 15 to 20% of the neck in order to give it a good grip on either a cantilevered or non-cantilevered bullet. There is a spring collar on here to keep it from falling out of the die itself, and this is what gives it its tension. And you just need to clean this off every once in a while. Maybe apply a little bit of dry film lube here or some molybdenum disulfide. And in order to put this back on here, make sure this little collar here is forward up on there, that little spring, and you just push down until it stops. You're there. And when it squeezes down on it, it'll close up, and when the pressure's taken off, it'll loosen up. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and show you guys what an overcrimped bullet will look like, and it will change its flight characteristics, and you can deform the core inside of it. This is what you don't want to do. Alright, on the left side we have a bullet that we just seated into a case and pounded out with the bullet puller. Now on the right we have a bullet that we exerted about 60 pounds of force with a consistent crimp with the factory crimp die. If you look right here real close, you'll see there's an indentation on the bearing surface. This will affect accuracy. Some people say it might or might not, but in my experience this will affect flight. If you're hunting and you're not target shooting, it's not a big deal. You just need a minute of animal, so to speak. But it is a definite deformation, and that pressure will be exaggerated inside the bullet. It'll deform the core. Let me change the angle of the bullet a little more so you can see the actual deformation a little better. Here's the other angle. On the bullet on the left, we can see there's no deformation to the bearing surface. On the bullet on the right, we can see the deformation right here. It's an indentation that encompasses the entire outside diameter of the bullet. This is what is, I guess pretty much what you say is you've made an artificial cantilever on here without a cantilevering tool. On a bullet like this Sierra, this bullet was not designed to be used with the cantilever. All the laboratory tests were made with the bullet as a plain bullet, but we can see here that the case was pressed so far in that it causes deformation here. Only use enough crimp to maintain tension of the bullet. Try not to use so much that you're going to deform it. I'm going to try to tilt this up, see if the camera can see it. You can see that not only did it deform it, but the case has so much tension on it, it caused a bright mark when we pulled it from the case itself. This is not what you want to do.